So today is the first day of 2021. 2020 is now hopefully behind, and this is a new year, all that. I don't really have any New Year's resolutions because I don't really do New Year's resolutions. Um, New Year's for me tends to be, hey, look at how much I've accomplished this year, and look at, what's likely to get accomplished the next year. It's not really, resolutions. It's more of like a pat yourself on the back kind of time. For me, I would say I have a lot to pat myself on the back for. I mean, started transition. I got to a point where I could accept that I needed to transition, and that I wasn't okay just being a weird androgynous part boy, part girl thing, that I had been trying to be while also being as girly as I could be to satisfy other people. Like, I feel like I'm a lot less codependent. I have stepped away from a lot of the stuff just going on with trying to please your family all the time. I mean, I feel like that's a very big thing. Being able to come to terms with myself and accept that I didn't want to live the way I had been living, and that my life had not been satisfying to me at all. Being dissatisfied and doing something about it. Like, I feel like that was big. I've made not just strides in transition, but also just in mental health, period. I mean, I'm still totally depression free, which is really, really exciting. I'm still not used to it. So, I mean, it'll probably take a little while to get used to it because I lived my whole life so depressed. It's interesting. I get frustrated, would be about as negative as I get, or else tired. I get really tired and I'm like, okay, I ain't got energy for this shit. But other than that, I negative feelings wise, it's usually just irritation or the exhaustion thing, and you get a little more irritable when you're tired, or at least I do. I have not had any like deep depression-y feelings or whatever at all. Um, for New Year's, we didn't really do anything because, I mean, girlfriend wasn't here, and there's like, we didn't celebrate the holidays anyway. There's a pandemic, like, whatever. I feel like I should pat myself on the back that none of us ever got COVID-19 this entire year. That's like me being diligent, has protected my family. I have protected my family. And to me, that's an important thing, being a guardian. Um, my overall health is better. I should pat myself on the back for that. I actually took some pictures for when I first started tea, and some pictures back in the summer for when I first, I don't know, was coming to accept it more and stuff. And I took some pictures when I first started growing out the beard, and that was way before testosterone, but stopped shaving everything from my eyebrows down. That's another thing. I stopped shaving this year. Pat on the back for that. Just was like, screw it. My body hair is going to grow where it's going to grow, and it's going to do its thing. This is what my body's always wanted to do since I was a child, and it was never allowed to. So screw it. My body's just going to grow and be happy. um, I've been a lot happier. I've been taking a multivitamin, men's multivitamin. I've been taking, my iron more consistently. I have exercised a lot this year. That was exercise that I wanted to do. Not that I haven't been exercising a lot previous years, but I don't know. It was fun getting into the calisthenics thing. I've started doing just a little bit of it again. I'm still only exercising like 20 minutes a day. I would like to up that, but at least I'm doing it at all. Um, you know, for a little while there, I stopped. So at least I'm getting back into it. I feel like, I'm starting to embrace some more of my style. I bought clothes this year. Like, I actually bought clothes. Like, I don't know. That's pretty significant to me. Um, we're no debt. The car got fixed and we still weren't in any debt, so that was good. It was actually about how much I thought it was going to be. They didn't overcharge or try to scam me or anything. So that was good. Like, I looked up the cost of the parts online before I went, and it worked out nicely. And it feels good to have the car, at good peak condition, gonna pass inspection perfectly. Like, everything's cleared up on it and perfect and good for a year, except in the summer I'll probably have to get a new battery because that's gonna be due then. But other than that, I mean, unless something crazy happens, I shouldn't have any car repairs for the year, so pat on my back for getting that done. Um, Hopefully this year is going to be the year of a lot of change and a lot of positive change. Hopefully girlfriend graduates in May and she'll have a job. She's been applying to places like crazy, trying to make sure she gets one. Um, and then she will hopefully not be living under her parents' thumb anymore, and we can all just have an actual life and not tiptoe and not. I've never been comfortable with like trying to hide the relationship and be like I've never been comfortable with any of the lying and the not being open and just happy to be together and everything. Well, hopefully I'll be living together, like, for real, instead of sneaking it, and um actually be able to get settled down a little bit. I mean, it'll be her first job, so eventually she'll probably move and stuff. But I mean, we won't be in this little studio apartment. We hopefully will have an apartment with at least one bedroom, and maybe be able to get the girls some pets. They've been dying to have pets. Dying. Oh my gosh. So once we move, they can have pets. And that'll make them very, very happy. And hopefully this year, my spouse will be doing really great on her high functioning and her therapy and everything, and moving into her adulthood. And I, this year, I'm hoping for my name change, my gender markers changes. I don't think that's crazy to hope for that. If they open back up the court systems to more than just, you know, emergency, important, urgent stuff, they don't consider name changes important, but I'm like, I want my name changed. But I think that would be not unrealistic. I would like to hope for top surgery. I think that would be cool if I could get that this year, but I don't know with the whole pandemic thing how that's gonna play out. But I'm at least on testosterone that's working and is definitely doing things, which is exciting because that means this year I might be able to grow not patchy over on the sides here, and actually be able to have the beard that I want to have, which is actually kind of short to my face, and then it comes down to a point right here. I realize the curl is, adorable or whatever, but I actually want it to just be a point. I don't need the curl. Although the curl is growing out longer into a hook. Whatever. I very much would love for my voice to deepen down and to just get that change going. Maybe get an Adam's apple this year. Have some weight redistribution going on and be able to get my, body shape that I've wanted to have instead of being shaped the way that I have been shaped. That would be awesome. And who knows, maybe my eyebrows will thicken up a little. That'd be good. Um, I feel like a little excited, and like it's not super dangerous to be a little excited. Because, you know, in a year, some of that stuff should happen. And maybe it won't happen perfectly or it won't happen all the way or whatever, but in a year, some of that stuff could happen realistically. And that's exciting. That's exciting to me that realistically stuff like that could happen. If my spouse, it keeps doing well with the high functioning stuff, maybe we can get divorced, I can get a job. Having a part-time job and feeling like I'm back to being in more control of my own money would be a really great feeling. I hate not being able to save up and not being able to function within my own parameters and having to try to exist within the government's parameters. It's funny. They're like, oh, we send out this $1,200 check for the stimulus thing because, that's what people need to live. But people on disability make less than that for their being able to live. Now they're talking about trying to change the $600 to a $2,000, which Mitch McConnell's not going to let that happen. Let's be honest. He doesn't give a crap about saving people. He only cares about if $2,000 to each American would jumpstart the economy for corporations. He does not care at all about people just surviving this and that they might need the $2,000 to, pay rent or put food on the table or, get a winter coat. Necessities of life, take care of their kids. He doesn't give a crap about any of that. All he cares about is corporate power. Mitch McConnell, I don't understand why Kentucky keeps voting him in, but whatever. Anyway, the point is that even bringing up that, people actually need like $2,000 to live. It's so fun. It's so funny because like in most other countries, they gave like $2,000 a month. And here we're arguing about giving $2,000 at all. And in reality, it's going to be $600 because, again, Mitch McConnell doesn't want that. And Mitch McConnell is God of Senate until something happens. Until either Kentucky wisens up or somehow Republicans don't have majority ownership of the Senate anymore. Mitch McConnell is God of the Senate, and there's no way around it. If he doesn't like something, which he doesn't like almost anything, it's not going to happen. Unless it is good for corporations, then he likes it. Otherwise, he doesn't like anything. So that's just sort of his MO. He's kind of evil. But it's just I don't know. With the vaccine coming out and finally being in transition today, I took my testosterone again for because New Year's Day I get to take more because just the way that lined up that the first time I took it meant that the next time would be on Christmas Day and then New Year's Day. It's just I don't know. I was thinking also taking testosterone when I first took it, I did a little like example of sub injections, but I kind of went through it quick because I was excited. Like I was thinking about it, I said safely dispose of your needles. I didn't explain what that means or looks like at all. Also, when I did the needle, I took the air out, but I didn't show how to take the air out of the syringe. You basically just hold the bottle up here and you pull the needle down till it's under the liquid, and then you push the air bubbles back up into it, and then you can pull your syringe back down to the mark that your doctor recommends. And then that way you're not putting air in there, because if you put air in, it's going to be sore. It can hurt a little bit. Um, so you don't want to have that. And then the other thing is, going at the angle helps to reduce bruising when it's into fat. And then you want to go straight down into muscle to reduce bruising. Um, and again, just to keep yourself from being as sore or having little, like, I don't know, sometimes you hit a nerve and you get that little sting feeling or something, you know. Again, I've got lots of practice from, you know, working with my spouse and her being diabetic, but I didn't go into why you do any of that very much. For safely disposing of the needles, it's they come with little plastic caps over the point, and you want to go ahead and put that plastic cap back over that point, and it keeps the needle from poking anyone, obviously. But what I do is actually put the two needles point down after they're in the plastic into the little cardboard box that the testosterone bottle comes in, and shove it full of the little, like, papers that the syringe and the needles are wrapped in, just to keep them from moving around and have that little extra barrier from them stabbing anything or poking anything. Some people, I realize, you know, you're too poor to use a needle once, or your insurance doesn't cover it and you have to pay for it yourself or whatever. Please don't use it more than 2 times. It's not just that it gets a little duller each time that you use the needle and it can hurt more. It's also less sanitary. Like, the whole point of the needle being sealed in the plastic is so that you're not covering yourself needle with germs and then sticking it literally inside of your body into your bloodstream and everything. It's really important to be sanitary when you're doing this. But I'm not at all going to claim that there aren't people who have to use their needle more than once, because I've had to be that person before in my life on other things. So, I get it. I'm really, really blessed with good insurance, and not everyone is. Um, I get it. But please be sanitary, because, again, you're sticking that inside your body, like straight in where all your blood cells are. So be careful about that. I I was just so excited. I mean, to finally be starting my transition, to finally be doing what needed to be done and feel like I'm starting. Like, I'm still on the high of having started. I wasn't even expecting changes and stuff, like all of the libido and the no depression are just like, wow, like, awesome, that's great, yeah. Like, I freaking was not expecting that at all, and I was just so happy to actually be starting. Um, it's been such a relief and such a joy. I I've been so much, like, just better off and happier. Um, and I get to keep that. And that's something I'm still trying to absorb the impact of, because it feels like something that's this good, like there should be another shoe about to drop, that something should be about to happen, except it's just the natural results of me not having sickly man testosterone anymore. um I finally have healthy hormone levels, even besides all the changes I'm looking forward to in my body. I'm looking forward to a year without depression for the first time in my life. And maybe I'll get depressed every once in a while about something. I don't know. I mean, things happen, life happens. I mean, we're talking about moving somewhere else in the country. That could get stressful, you know. But the depression could be temporary instead of just stay for the rest of my life. Like, it's exciting. And, like, odds are, statistically, being excited isn't crazy for me to do. Like, it's not wishful thinking. It's decently predictable. I mean, there's chances that it won't be that way, but there's also very strong chances, a higher chance that it will be, which is just like, I've never had that. So I'm just, I'm looking forward to all this positive change and all these exciting things that might be happening in my life this year. And maybe half of them won't happen. Maybe, I don't know, our girlfriend won't get a job. Maybe Peaches, my spouse, maybe she will, not get high functioning enough that I can get a job. Maybe, I won't be able to get top surgery. I don't know. All these things, they could possibly not happen. But the thing is they possibly could happen. And I haven't had that. I have not had that the good thing could happen. And just having that there's actually a chance is just huge. It's tremendous. And I'm just grateful. I'm so grateful. I don't know what's going to happen this year, but I know there's so much that could be positive in this year. I mean, even besides that Trump won't be president or that there is the pandemic stuff, just personally, in my own personal life, there's so much that's good that could happen. And that just feels so motivating, inspiring. It's better than relief. And usually the best I can feel is relief, and I feel better than relief. And I'm getting used to it. I'm trying to get used to it. Um I smile so much more. I feel dysphoria still. I still um get uncomfortable about my body, but I don't feel hopeless. I don't feel destroyed about it. I feel like I've started. And I feel like a year from now, I'm gonna be just filled with so much difference than now. And the difference is going to be mostly positive change. I might have some hair loss or something that would be like a little sad. But you know what? Live withable. Live withable for sure. I mean, I would rather be a bald man than not a man any day. And I've accepted that I am a man this past year instead of trying to conform to whatever everyone else was most likely to be comfortable with. I just, self acceptance has just been a huge thing. And I don't know if anyone who watches this is intersex or had issues like that, but I don't know if anyone who's trans can really relate or not like that. I don't know. I mean, I grew up in such a rigid environment, so strict and so punishing. I don't know what all people grow up with. I just know what I did. And I just look at it, how far I've come. And I hope that's something that someone else out there can relate to, that they've come a long way. Even if they can't relate to all the abuse or all of the struggle or how old I am starting all of this. I hope someone else out there also came to accept themselves more and appreciate themselves more and maybe took some steps into their life that they needed to take, that they had been running away from. Because it's liberating and it opens up the ability for there to be a chance at good things. And that's just massive. Anyway, that's how I feel today on New Year's Day. Um, Appreciative, and like it's a big thing. Also, today is 3 weeks on T, so next week will be a month on T. What? um, that's exciting to finally have that little milestone. That'll be super exciting for me. To finally be able to say, hey, so I have finally got 1 month down toward that 6 months before I could get top surgery minimum. Like, that's, referral. And then you have to wait to even meet your doctor, your surgeon, but whatever. At least there'll be a month down. And a month down is something. But here's me feeling good about changes, feeling good about change itself, feeling good about personal changes, world changes, life changes. Oh, and I am Lil, and this is my voice 3 weeks on T. 3 weeks, not months. I am Lil, and this is my voice 3 weeks on T. There we go. Anyway, I don't know how often I'm supposed to do that. No clue, but whatever. At least I'm keeping a record of it of some sort. It's funny. I have all these little, videos that I've been making and recording and stuff, and I'm like, someday I should like go back and watch all the turmoil and everything and just be like, appreciate where I started from, and that I actually have record of that kind of stuff. I didn't make videos when I very first was coming to terms with things, but I don't blame myself for that. Like, it did, making these videos and stuff, it has helped me come to terms with things, which is good. Watching them back and hearing myself talk and think, and being able to look at myself in a video so that I can start looking at myself in a mirror and, things like that. It has helped. It has made a difference. So I'm glad that I did this, even if no one watches it. It's important that I watch it. Anyway. I feel like I found a magical cure for depression. And I realized that it's only because I already had the testosterone functioning the way that it did. I realized that for anyone else, there is no magical cure for depression, and I'm so sorry for that. But at the same time, I've been depressed since I was a toddler. I mean, I've been depressed so long. It'll be years from now and I'll still be grateful for this. I think it's gonna be years from now and I'll still be shocked that I'm not depressed. But that's a good thing. It's all a good thing. Even the hard parts. Even the parts that are scary or overwhelming or gonna cause me to be rejected. Father still doesn't want anything to do with me, whatever. it still is such a good thing to just not be in denial about myself and to not be miserable in a constant state of misery and to have hope. I mean, I don't feel hopeless. I feel like there's things to hope for. It's just so worth it. Transitioning is not the solution for everyone. And there are different levels of transition that different people need. Like, some people don't even need surgeries to feel comfortable. Some people only need top surgery and don't need anything done to the bottom. A lot of people, they just want to change like their look or their way they present themselves. And that's all completely fine. But for me, it's been like absolutely life changing, and I'm fairly into it. I mean, this is me 3 weeks on tea, but it's already been completely life changing. But it won't be life changing for the next person if they're not actually in a situation where they need that. I want to be really clear about that. I'm not saying that everyone should just go transition or something. I'm saying everyone should find the thing that they need. And that thing could be anything under the sun. But if you need it, don't be in denial about it. Just stop running from it. Stop letting other people tell you how you should live and what you need. And accept that you need that, and accept yourself, and accept that you're not terrible because you need that. I mean, it could be anything. It could be to take a job that your parents wouldn't approve of. It could be to, you know, adopt a child. It could be to get rid of your car. I don't know. There's anything under the sun could be the thing, pursuing a new career path, or, taking that trip to that place that you've always wanted to see before you die. Just do it. Find a way to do it, even if it's scary, or even if it's intimidating, or even if you're not sure what's going to happen next after you do it. Just do it, because there's a reason you need it. There's a reason it's there all the time, haunting you. And you don't have to live a life of misery and being haunted like that. You don't have to actually stay in that place of darkness. And I realize that that's a little less true for mental illness, because you don't get to control illness and mental illness, physical illness either. That's a little harder, because your dream might be to not be depressed, and there isn't a magical cure. Your dream might be to be able to walk again, and your legs don't work, I don't know, to be cancer free and you're terminal. I don't know what it is, but there are some things that aren't controllable, and that sucks. But the things that you need that are possible, don't make excuses for why you can't do them. Your life will be better. I did it for years and years and years. Don't be like me. Don't wait so long. Change can be so good. It really can.